moment of inertia of an annular ring. Okay, moment of inertia of an annular ring. Okay, first point A, about an axis passing through. Moment of inertia of an annular ring about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane. About an axis passing through its center, a moment of inertia of an annular ring about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane Okay, that means you can let this is the annular ring and an axis passing through its center and axis. This you can let as like pen as like axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane This plane is perpendicular to this plane this plane is perpendicular. Okay, so an annular ring or an annular disc is an ordinary disc having a concentric circular hole in it. Let R1 and R2 be the radii of the inner and the outer disc and let capital M be its mass. Okay, area of face of the disc, then area of the face of the disc. Area of face of the disc is pi R2 square minus R1 square. Let R1 and R2 be the radii of the inner and outer. R1 is the inner radii and R2 is the outer radii of disc, and M be its mass. Area of the face of the disc is pi R square, pi R2 square minus R1 square, pi R2 square minus R1 square. Mass per unit area. Mass per unit area is capital M whole upon pi R2 square minus R1 square. Okay, consider a coaxial disc are a ring of inner radius x and outer radius x plus dx, then face area of the ring. Consider a coaxial disc are a ring of inner radius x and outer radius x plus dx. Then face face area of the ring is 2 pi x dx. 2 pi x dx. Then mass of the ring. Mass of the ring. Mass of the ring is capital M upon pi r2 square minus r1 square into 2 pi x dx. Consider a coaxial disk ring of inner radius x and outer radius x plus dx. Then face area of the ring 2 pi x dx. Face area of the ring 2 pi x dx. 2 pi x dx. Okay? 2 pi x dx. Then mass of the ring is capital M upon pi r2 minus r1 square into 2 pi x dx. That is 2 capital M x dx upon r2 square minus r1 square. Okay? That is the moment of inertia of this ring about an axis passing through O and perpendicular to its plane. Then moment of inertia of this ring, moment of inertia of this ring about an axis passing through O, and perpendicular to its plane, okay, equal to 2 capital M x dx whole upon r2 square minus r1 square x square. Moment of inertia of this ring about an axis passing through O and perpendicular to its plane, okay, equal to 2 capital M x cube whole upon r2 square minus r1 square dx. Okay? The moment of inertia of the whole annular disk is obtained by integrating the above expression between the limits x equal to r1 to x equal to r2. The moment of inertia of the disk, so the moment of inertia of the whole annular disk, is obtained by integrating the above expression between the limit x equal to r1 and x equal to r2. Okay, the moment of inertia of the annular disk about an axis through O and perpendicular to the plane equal to 2 capital M upon r2 square minus r1 square integration of r1 to r2 x cube dx. That is 2 capital M upon r2 square minus r1 square x power 4 upon 4 r1 to r2. Okay, that is 2 capital M upon r2 square minus r1 square minus r1 square r2 power 4 minus r1 power 4 whole upon 4. That is capital M R2 square plus R1 square whole upon 2. Okay? About its diameter. Okay? Next is about its diameter. You can show about its diameter the moment of inertia about its diameter. Okay? B point about its diameter. Okay? Since the annular ring is symmetrical, the moment of inertia of the annular disk about one diameter is equal to the moment of inertia about another diameter. If I is the moment of inertia about any diameter, then the sum of the moment of inertia about two perpendicular diameters by the principal of perpendicular axis will be equal to the moment of inertia about an axis through O and perpendicular to its plane is then the principal of perpendicular will be equal to the moment of inertia about an axis through O and perpendicular to its plane is that capital M R2 square plus R1 square whole upon 2. But I plus I equal to capital M R2 square plus R1 square whole upon 2, or I equal to M R2 square plus R1 square whole upon 4. This is equation number 2. And next point C, moment of inertia of a thin ring. Moment of inertia of a thin ring. The moment of inertia of a thin ring made up of a thin wire about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane is obtained by R1 equal to R2 equal to R. Say the equation number first. We have I equal to M2R square upon 2 equal to MR square. This is the equation number third. Okay? Okay, this is the equation number third. And you can also revise again moment of inertia of an annular ring. Okay? About an axis passing through its center, its moment of inertia of annular ring about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to the plane. An annular ring or annular disc is ordinary disc having a concentric circular hole in it. Let R1 and R2 be the radii of the inner and the outer disc, and let capital M be its mass. Area of the face of the disc. Is pi R2 square minus R1 square. Okay. Pi R2 square minus R1 square. Mass per unit area capital M upon pi R2 square minus R1 square. But consider a coaxial disc or a ring of inner radius small x and outer radius x plus dx. Then face area of the ring 2 pi x dx. 2 pi x dx. Mass of the ring capital M by pi capital M. Mass of the per unit area M upon pi R2 minus R1 square. Coaxial. Consider coaxial disc or a ring of inner radii x and outer radius x plus dx. Then face area of the ring 2 pi x dx. Face area of the ring 2 pi x dx. That is 2 capital M x dx upon R2 square minus R1 square. Moment of inertia of the ring about an axis passing through O and perpendicular to its plane. Perpendicular to its plane 2mx dx upon r2 minus r1 square x square equal to 2mx d upon r2 square minus r1 square dx. Okay? Then moment of inertia of the whole annular disk is obtained by integrating the above expression between the limits x equal to r1 and x equal to r2. Then moment of inertia you can also show after integration we find the value of moment of inertia is m r2 square plus r1 square upon 2. And next is about its diameter. Moment of inertia about its diameter. Since the annular ring is symmetrical, and the moment of inertia of the annular disk about one diameter is equal to the moment of inertia about another diameter. If I is the moment of inertia about any diameter, then the sum of the moment of inertia about two perpendicular diameter by the principle of perpendicular axis will be equal to the moment of inertia about an axis through O and perpendicular to its plane. So m r2 square plus r1 square upon 2, but I plus I m r2 square plus r1 square all upon 2 are equal to m r2 square plus r1 square upon 4. Okay. Next is moment of inertia of a thin ring. Moment of inertia of a thin ring. Okay. The moment of inertia of a thin ring made up of a thin wire about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane. And perpendicular to its plane is obtained by putting r1 equal to r2 equal to r, say I equal to m2 r square upon 2, then mr square. Okay? Next heading. Moment of inertia of a solid cylinder.